We'll start with the complex numbers, right? The complex numbers. Right? In these complex numbers, first of all, we need to understand what is a complex number. Then what are the uses of these complex numbers? So now here actually, if you notice, there is one great invention in mathematics, that is e power I pi plus 1 equal to 0. So this is actually said to be one of the greatest invention in mathematics because it changed the face of mathematics completely, especially the application of the complex numbers in the fluid dynamics. In fluid dynamics, where so this fluid dynamics actually is an essential subject in civil engineering, especially to design the dams, right? There actually the invention of this one, right? So when we design the dams, right? So there actually we have to be dealing with the fluids. So the pressure that is going to be developed by the fluid is very huge, very much of pressure is going to be there, and that pressure actually will try to dominate the wall and then it will try to break it. And when we have to calculate all such kind of things, there actually these complex numbers actually will play very key role there, right? Got it? Right? Now, what is this complex number is? First of all, we need to understand what is a number. Then actually we need to talk about, right? So here actually, first of all, we need to understand what is a number. So a number actually is nothing but a symbol that will be used to count, right? So here the standard numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are the 10 different symbols actually that are going to be used to count, right? So here actually why we are using these numbers to count is these set of symbols are actually defined in algebra and with an associated properties. So those associated properties are, so here actually the properties comes with the operations. Those operations are plus, minus, into, and division. So these are the 4 different operations that are going to be used along with these symbols to have certain understanding of the counting, right? So here actually the plus is defined. Suppose 2 plus 3, actually we say that this is going to be of 5. Now here actually plus is defined to count the numbers. That is, suppose if you put it on the real line number, so here actually we start with 0. On this side actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this actually we have given the numbers. And here 2 is nothing but starting from this position to this position actually is treated as 2 symbols. And then again plus 3 is nothing but counting from here actually it is again going for 3 more symbols. Total 5 symbols are actually coming, and this is what actually needs to be treated as the positive. And if you count on the negative side, suppose if I take 3 minus 2, that means 3 on this side, so this is the plus, and then minus is nothing but the opposite direction you need to travel, and here actually you will be landing up, and finally it is left with the 1 number. So here actually every operation is defined with certain properties. So those properties actually we need to be discussing it. And first of all, these are just the numbers, meaning a kind of symbols associated with certain operations. Exactly in the same manner actually we have defined the complex numbers as well. So here actually, while going to the complex number, first of all, you need to understand the context of the complex numbers, meaning where exactly these complex numbers are coming into picture. Why actually we are putting complex as the word in that number. So here actually, suppose if you take up a simple quadratic equation, let us take ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. So this is actually quadratic equation. What is mean by this quadratic equation is, here there are 2 different curves we are talking about. One is, I call this as a function, y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So this is a function. So y is expressed as a function of x, and this function is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now this actually I can put it on a graph, and that graph, let us say it is of this particular format. So this curve is representing y is equal to f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now, this curve actually representing a parabolic shape in the quadratic plane. So this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. And this is also called as the Cartesian plane. On this Cartesian plane, there is a parabola that is going to be represented. This parabola was drawn from the curve y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now here actually, if you try to correlate these two, then actually, here actually I can put this value in the other way. That is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. This can also be written as ax square plus bx plus c is equal to y, which essentially means that I have actually two different curves. One curve is y is equal to 0 and another curve is y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, and the intersection of these two, intersection of the above two curves, we say that it is the solution. So that's what actually we say that it is the solution. Here actually, why do we call this as the solution is, a problem statement has to be there to identify the solution first. What is the problem statement here? So here the problem statement is, I have got two different curves. One curve is ax square plus bx plus c. Another curve is y is equal to 0. So y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c and y is equal to 0. These two curves intersection point. That means both are having the same values. You wanted to identify such kind of locations where both the curves are having the same points. That means the curve actually y is equal to 0 is this particular straight line, which is nothing but the x-axis for us. So x-axis is the curve y is equal to 0. And one more curve y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c, and that is this curve. Now actually there are two different locations where both the curves are having the same value. So this is one point and this is another point where the point actually lies both on y is equal to 0 line. At the same time, it is there on the quadratic equation, that is y is equal to x square plus bx plus c. Hence, this point and this point, we call that as the solutions, because these are common. And any other point actually, suppose if you take this point, this is there only on the curve, it is not on this particular line. And if I take this point is only on the straight line, but it is not on the curve. So we have got only two different values where those two values are the one which are common to both the curves y is equal to 0 line and this particular quadratic equation. Hence actually these two values we call as the solution. Now to identify the solution, here actually this is the equation. For that actually we wanted to identify the solution. The standard method of identifying the solution for a quadratic equation is, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Now actually I wanted to calculate the solution of this particular curve. So for that actually what I am doing is, this one I'll just take out common a and then x square plus b by a times of x plus c by a equal to 0. And this actually, this portion I can even write this as x plus b by 2a. So half of this value I take it b by 2a and then square it and then subtract the square of this value b by 2a whole square. So this is what is plus c by a equal to 0. Now actually this is how we can write this value as well. Why? Because see this, I'll try to simplify. So for your understanding purpose, I'll take this portion and then try to simplify and I will get this value. See this, if I square this value x square plus b square b by 2a whole square plus 2 times of x into b by 2a minus this value minus b by 2a whole square. If you notice, this value and this value are one and the same and it will cancel out, and this 2 and this 2 will cancel out, and we left with x square plus b by a times of x. See this, whatever I have written in this format, that is exactly equal to x square plus b by a times of x. So these two are one and the same. Now here actually, this is how I have written. Now out of this, why I have written in this format is, I will be able to separate the value of x. In this equation, x square is there. But actually, I wanted to express the value of x alone. That means there shouldn't be any square. So for that, actually, I have brought in this format. Now, after simplifying this, this can be written as x plus b by 2a whole square can be written as, so this a will become 0, and this onto the other side, b square by 4a square minus c by a. Now, in the numerator and denominator, I will multiply with 4a. And here, this is b square minus 4ac divided by 4a square. And this value is equal to x plus b by 2a whole square. Now, if I take a root on either sides, so this is going to be of the format x plus b by 2a is equal to plus or minus. So because we are talking about the square root, we need to consider the plus or minus. Why it is plus or minus is, suppose if I take the minus x whole square, and this is going to be x square, because this is nothing but minus x into minus x. So minus into minus will be plus, and x into x is x square. Suppose if I take plus x square, this is x into x, it will still be x square. So it doesn't matter whether you square minus x or plus x, it will always lead to x square. That means the square root of x square may be of minus x or may be of plus x also. So both are valid. Hence, actually, we need to consider both the scenarios. So that's exactly the reason why we put plus or minus here. This is square root of b square minus 4ac whole divided by 4a under root can be written as 2a whole square. So this is 2a. I'll just keep it 2a. So here actually x plus b by 2a value is equal to plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now if I bring this value to the other side, this is going to be x is equal to minus b by 2a plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Or this can also be written as minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. And this is the value of x. So this is how actually we calculated the solution of a quadratic equation. The solution by definition, what we have done here it is, we have identified the intersection point of the straight line. So this is the straight line y is equal to 0 and the parabola equation y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. Now here actually, as I have identified the solution of this quadratic equation, so I have got two values. One is this intersection point, another is this intersection point. Now actually, the parabola, depending upon this ABC values, it may be of this kind of. So there are three different scenarios you can arrive. One scenario is, so I have a parabola which is just touching this and going it. So it is just touching at only one point. This is also a parabola. And I have got one more case wherein it is cutting at two different places and going away again. So this is another case. And then we have got one more solution, one more case wherein it is not even coming to this place and going. So here also there. Now we have got all the cases for a parabola. The quadratic equation is ax square plus bx plus c. So this is the equation of the parabola for all the cases. Depending upon the ABC values, we may get this kind of parabola or this kind of parabola or this kind of parabola. So I'll take a simple example. Suppose actually if I take this curve, let us say x plus 2 whole square y is equal to, this can be expressed as x square plus 4x plus 2 or x minus 2, I take it, that is far easier. X minus 2 whole square, this is going to be x square minus 4x plus 4. So this is the quadratic equation. See this, a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 4 and c is equal to plus 4. Now depending upon these values, you know that x minus 2 equal to 0 whole square, because this can be expressed in this format, and x is equal to 2 is the only place where the curve is just touching the straight line y is equal to 0. That means there is only one solution that lies here. That value is going to be of x is equal to 2. So we have got this value. Now this kind of curve can exist if this is the format, right? So that means there is a case of where the parabola just touching and going. This is one case. And we take another case. Suppose if I take the curve y is equal to x minus 2 into x minus 3. So this actually, if you expand it, this is how x square minus 5x plus 6. So this curve actually, if I try to draw it, you know that at y is equal to 0, x value is 2 and x is equal to 3. That means this is x is equal to 2 and this is x is equal to 3. Now there are two places it is just cutting the curve and going. So that is, this is the curve. This is one place and this is another place where the curve is cutting and going. Now I take one more example where the curve is of this format. That is, so y is equal to x square minus 4x square plus 5. Right? So here actually, if I take this curve, it will never touch this x axis at all. So in this particular case, depending upon the value of minus 4x plus 5. See this? Now, here actually whatever may be the value is substituted, it won't cross this particular curve. So if this is the case, the curve is actually just touching this point, and so just actually going above the straight line y is equal to 0 or the x-axis. Now, as a standard formula, what we are doing is, for the quadratic equation, we have generalized that ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. For this quadratic equation, we are generally stating that this itself is the solution. So if that is the solution, the meaning of the solution itself, what we are saying is the straight line where it crosses this x-axis, that locations we are calling that as the solutions. Now here actually, in this particular case, there is a place where it is just touching and going. In this case, there are two places where it is crossing the curve and then going. And here actually there is no possibility of crossing the line itself. But still actually we are saying that there are two solutions that exist here. How can that be? There is no place where it is crossing this line at all. Then this is obviously wrong, right? But we are still stating that this itself is the solution. Now, to comprehend that scenario, we came up with the complex numbers. So that's exactly the reason. Now, you might be talking about three different kinds of solutions for a quadratic equation. Those three kinds of solutions are, we take up this case, minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now, out of this, suppose this portion, whatever is there here, if it is of 0 value, then in that case, the solutions are minus b by 2a only, because after plus or minus 0. So 0 adding and subtracting, it will not make any difference. Hence, actually, we say that the solution is minus b by 2a only. You take this particular case, x square minus 4x plus 4. B square is minus 4 whole square minus 4ac is 4 into 1 into 4. So this is 16 minus 16 equal to 0. See, in this particular case, what is happening is the b square minus 4ac value is coming out to be 0. Hence, we have got only one solution, minus b by 2a. So minus b by 2a, if you calculate it, minus 4 by 2 into 1. So this is going to be of minus 2. Right? So here actually this is x is equal to 2. Now, so minus of minus plus, yeah. So this is plus 2. So that is the reason actually we have got the solution as x is equal to 2. Now, we take the second case, where in this particular case, b square minus 4ac value, if you calculate it, b is minus 5 whole square minus 4 into a into c. So 25 minus 24, this is going to 1. See this, the number is going to be of positive value and is equal to 1. Hence, in this particular case, this value minus b by 2a plus or minus square root of some value is there by 2a. So adding the sum value and subtracting the sum value will definitely be two numbers. So there is one number here and there is one more number here, which is the solutions of it. Now in this particular case, if you take it, if you calculate the b square minus 4ac value, here minus 4 whole square minus 4 into 5. So here actually 16 minus 20, this is going to be of minus 4. Now in this particular case, the square root of minus 4 value, so we cannot define with the real numbers. why we cannot define with the real numbers is, here actually you are saying that, so the solutions actually, if you talk about for this one, so b square minus 4ac by 2a value is, so minus b is 4 plus or minus square root of minus 4 divided by 2. So here actually square root of 4 is 2. Hence actually what I do is, so 4 I take out 1 plus or minus square root of minus 1. See, this 1 plus or minus square root of minus 1 is left over. And this is what actually usually you treat this as 1 plus or minus, 2 plus or minus 1. So here actually 2 plus or minus I you write. 2 plus or minus I. But the meaning of I actually we have to be defining. So this is what we call as the imaginary number. Why we call that as the imaginary number is, see this, in this particular case, you are stating that there are two places. One place is 2 plus I and another place is 2 minus I. Those are the two places where it touches the curve, this curve with the straight line like this. But here actually, is it really happening? There is no way actually it is touching it. But you are saying that it is touching the curve at two different places. That itself is wrong, right? So to comprehend that information, what do we do is, suppose actually if I say that I am holding this pen like this in my hand and I am asking you to sketch this particular pen on the other room. Suppose actually if I am asking you to sketch this pen in the other room, the way actually you immediately respond is, sir, actually the pen is there in your hand itself. That's exactly what we are doing it here. We wanted to sketch the solutions on this particular straight line, but here it is not there. This is like the other room where we are trying to sketch the pen. But where are the solutions that are available? That is, if you draw a straight line exactly touching at this particular point, you can find one solution here. Suppose if the curve is of the other format like this, if you are able to draw one more line here, even then also you can find out the solution here. That's exactly the meaning of expressing 2 plus I and 2 minus I. So if I say that on this particular straight line, go for a distance of 2 and then exactly take a turn of 90 degrees and then actually try to travel with a value of 1 into I. So I is nothing but multiplying with I, meaning rotating the vector in anti-clockwise direction for 90 degrees. That means when you are traveling in this direction for 2 units, then take a turn in the anti-clockwise direction for 90 degrees and then go for a unit of 1, then actually you will reach that point, obviously. Now this is exactly what we are doing it here. So in case of complex conjugate roots, the curve is here and the curve is here. There is one straight line like this, there is one straight line like this. Here if you draw a line like this, so this is the place. So the solutions are 2 plus or minus I. 2 on the real line. So this line is called as the real line. And this line is called as the imaginary line. So on the real line, go for a length of 2. So this is 2 units. And then on the imaginary line, there is a product of 1 here. So on the imaginary line, that means you take a turn in the anti-clockwise direction 90 degrees and then actually travel for a length of 1 unit. So this is 1. I meaning only the direction. The direction is rotate in anti-clockwise direction for 90 degrees. So as you are going in this direction, rotate in anti-clockwise direction for 90 degrees and then actually travel for unit length. There you will find the solution. So this is the point we are talking about. That is 2 plus I. If you take minus I, that means opposite to the I direction is this direction. There actually you will find one more solution. So these are the two solutions that are available. Rather than sketching on the straight line, if you try to sketch on this line, then actually you will find one solution. If you try to sketch on this line, you will find one more solution. That's exactly what we mean by giving the imaginary answers. That means there is no real solution exists. There is no real solution exists, meaning if you are trying to identify the solutions on this line, so solutions on this line, meaning this is solutions on this line, meaning this line is nothing but the real line. Why we call this as a real line is, so any real number can be represented on this particular line, hence this is called as a real line. So here actually real line meaning, so this is the straight line. On this actually we can represent any real number. Real numbers are actually the general numbers what we are talking about. So the numbers are of actually, so only two different kinds of numbers we talk about. One is the real numbers, another is the complex numbers. Real numbers and the complex numbers. But these real numbers is further classified into many types. One is the integers, natural numbers, whole numbers, and rational numbers, irrational numbers. But all these different kinds of numbers actually are only the subsets of the real numbers. So the real numbers is the master number system. So it includes all such kind of numbers. Now any number, suppose actually if you take this as the origin 0, then a real number can be represented on this particular line everywhere. So maybe the positive number, maybe the negative number, maybe the fractional number, maybe the non-fractional number, or an integral number. So it doesn't matter, but still actually you will be able to write it on this particular line. Hence actually this is a real number line. So if you are able to find a solution on the x-axis, so x-axis is also termed as the real axis or the real line. On the real line, actually, if you are able to find the solution, so that is what we call as the real solution. If you are not able to find the solution on the real numbers, that is what we call as the imaginary numbers or the complex numbers. So here actually the word complex is coming into picture. So complex number. So in this particular case, the complex numbers is 2 plus I and 2 minus I. These are the two different complex numbers. Why this word complex coming into picture is, this is still a number, but it's a complex number. Meaning, a number which is of the real number is a simple number for us. That means if you are able to find the solution on this line, and that's what we call as the real number. So the solution is real number. Suppose you wanted to identify, so finally what we are trying to identify, you wanted to identify a single point where that is the intersection of both the parabola and the straight line. But here actually, in the first case actually, as it is straightaway touching and going, this is the point actually we have identified and that we named as just one like this or just a number like this 2. Suppose actually if I have two different places where it is touching, then actually this is 2 and this is 3. So both are points, but I could able to represent with a single number. Now also actually I am identifying one more point here, but I cannot represent with a single number like 2 or 3 or 4 like that. I cannot do this way, but still it is a single point. So you have to identify a single point, but not a number like this 2, 3, 4. It has to be a little bit complicated number. That complicated number is 2 plus I. That's exactly the reason it still represents a single number. Represents a single number, but has to be expressed with two different numbers. So a single number, but it has to be expressed as a complex of two different numbers. Hence this is called as a complex number. So here actually it is still representing a single point, but that single point is located in such a manner that on the real line you have to travel for a distance of 2, and on the imaginary line meaning the parallel to the y-axis, so you have to travel for a distance of 1 unit, then you will reach that point. Expressing such kind of information with a single number is nothing but the complex number, that is 2 plus I. And complex number, so we have got the definition for the complex number. So it is still be a single number, but has to be a complex of two different real numbers. So one with the other, which is always in 90 degrees to each other. So that important information, which is always 90 degrees to each other, that makes mathematics actually very much simplified when we are dealing with the complex problems like fluid dynamics. So that is why it has got utmost importance, and itself is actually a separate subject in mathematics, the complex numbers.